Okay, so when we talk about the parts of the eye, we do this in the sensation chapter so that we can fully understand how the eye works and how that sense of sight works. So we're going to talk about how we see things through light. So this is going to be our light coming into the eye. The first thing the light passes through is the cornea, which is just the transparent outer layer. And then it gets bent through the pupil, which is the center of the iris. All the iris is the color part of your eye. So if you have blue eyes, green eyes, hazel eyes, and the pupil bends it, which is why it can do things like, as it accepts light, do things like dilate. And then it goes through to the lens, and then the lens turns the image. So let's say the image was of a puppy. So when it came in, it looked like that, normal. Now it's going to be upside down and backwards. So that is like a printer, how it has to print upside down and backwards and then it comes out normal. It's the same thing in our eye. So it has to go upside down and backwards to get sent to the retina, which processes the image. And then the image goes to the clearest spot. So our clearest vision is if we can get it straight to the fovea. And then it goes along the optic nerve, which is full of bundled axons, and it goes to the brain. Now, a couple things to note before we talk about vision in the brain is that there are different day and light visions that we use. Cones are responsible mainly for day vision, so good lighting conditions, and we can see like fine detail. Rods are more like night vision. These kick in when our lighting conditions are very low, so that's like why when you walk into a dark room it's hard to see things at first and then your eyes kind of adjust to the shape, but that's also why everything sort of looks black and white, because this is mainly our black and white vision and this is mainly our color and fine detail vision. So rods, black and white night vision, cones, fine detail, color, and light. So they go along the bundled axon, the image does, into the brain. Now in the brain, we've got our eyes up here, and we know that vision crosses into the left and right hemisphere. But way back here in the occipital lobe is something called area V1. Now this is the primary visual cortex, so you can remember that by V is for vision, and 1 is the number 1, so it's primary. So area V1 is back here in the brain, and that tells us what we're seeing, what it looks like, etc. And that is when sensation goes from just sensing it through all of this into perception, which is understanding what we're seeing. Now, the one thing that I left off in parts of the eye that is definitely important is just like cars do, our eyes have blind spots. So if something catches the light in the wrong way, it can be out of our vision sight.